My friend Andi and I are resurrecting our Project 3 uses. Each month, we will pick 5 to 6 products from our collection that we're really not sure that we like and try to use them 3 times. At the end of those 3 uses, if we still don't like the product, we're going to declutter it. But hopefully, as we try out these products, we'll find some gems in our collection that we realize we can't live without. If you're interested in seeing what I've picked for my first round of this project, stick around. A few years ago, Andi from the channel Andi Does Stuff and I decided to put together a Project 3 uses so we can test out the products in our collection that are on the chopping block, so to speak. These are things that we're not sure we want to keep in our collection. Maybe it's the color, the formula, the scent of the item that we're just not sure about, or we didn't think we liked the first time we used it, and we want to give it 3 full uses to determine if it's staying in our collection or not. We had some friends join along the way, and it was a lot of fun. But as people went through various stages of life, myself included, some of us had to back out of the project. Now that I'm through with my breast cancer treatment and truly feeling like myself again, I'm so excited to be joining back up with Andi to bring this project back. Because I still have a lot of items in my collection that I just haven't been able to dedicate the time to decide if I want to keep them around or not. I believe Andi and I are sticking to the original rules we had set up for ourselves, meaning that if an item stays in this project for more than 3 months without having been used 3 times, it probably means we're not going to enjoy using it. So if it reaches that point, it gets decluttered. Now, we both reserve the right to change the rules as we see fit because it's our project and we can do what we want. But in general, I'll be sticking to the plan and rolling in 5 to 6 items each month as I try things out and hopefully narrow down my collection to things I truly love. So without further ado, let's take a look at the items I am bringing in for this first month and talk about why they're on the chopping block for me. This past week, I pulled a lippy out of my collection to try out for the first time, and it tasted like pure crayon. So I went ahead and did a sniff test on my entire lippy collection and pulled some out that kind of aren't smelling so great. I'm not sure these products are fully expired or if it's just something about the formula that smells a little different, but I want to go through those in this project and make sure there's something I want to keep around. If they're expired, I'm not going to keep putting them on my lips. So the first one I'm pulling in is from Ilia. This is a clean brand, meaning they don't use a lot of preservatives in their makeup, which may mean that this has gone off. It doesn't smell terrible. I'm not sure that it smells at all. It might just be what the formula smells like, but I do want to check it out. So this is the glossy, I was going to say glossy balm, but it's the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Only You. This has been in my collection for a few years now, and it's a little pinker than I normally go for, which is kind of a double reason for it to be in this project. I'm going to give it a little swatch here. This is definitely not in the range of shades that I normally feel comfortable having on my lips. Normally, I'm very into nude, neutral, brownie shade, sort of like what I have on today. So this being as pink as it is, being a gloss, and being older, it is something I really want to make sure I want to put on my lips in coming years. I have a feeling that this one is probably going to get decluttered, but sometimes I surprise myself in this project. So this will be our first item. Now the next 5 items that I'm bringing in for this month are all in one palette. These are from Saint Beauty, and I purchased these to be nice to a friend who was having a party, definitely during the pandemic. So we have a foundation. They don't call it a foundation. We have a blush, a cream blush in the shade Cindy, and we have a highlighter, which again, they don't call a highlighter, and 2 eyeshadows. So I'm going to pull these out so I can check the names for you real quick. So the foundation, which is a highlight in St. Beauty Land, is called White Peach. It's probably oxidized over the years, but I assume that it's still going to match my skin. I don't like tan or anything, so I don't usually have trouble with things being too light in the summer or too dark in the winter, but we will check that out. I do remember actually liking it and not feeling like it was too much on my skin because I don't wear foundation daily, but it is several years old now, so we're gonna have to see if it performs as well as it used to. Now, the cream blush in the shade Cindy, it looks a little bad because I've melted it a few times and I think I melted it at too high of a heat. But that's okay. I'm sure that once you mix it around on the brush, it's going to be just fine. However, it's not necessarily a shade that I love. It is, once again, slightly too peachy for me, or pinky for me. Let me go ahead and swatch this one for you. There's actually very little pigment coming off with this. And I don't know if that's because I have melted it or if it's the formula itself. This is very much performing more like a lip balm. These products are supposed to be lip and cheek, but I'm not sure I would call that much of a blush. So good thing we were testing it out in this project, right? Next up is what St. Beauty calls an illuminator, and this is in the shade Starlet. It's a really pretty highlight. You're not going to be able to see, but it has pink shifts in it. I really did enjoy it the one time I've used it before. I'm not sure that it has a lot of shine to it, though. It does seem a bit subtle. Pretty subtle. So yeah, I'm not sure that that has the oomph that I want when I actually want a highlighter. So moving on to the eyeshadows, we have the shade On Wednesdays, which is interesting because this is not pink. If you're gonna use On Wednesdays We Wear Pink, make it a pink shade. This is very much peachy in my opinion. It is a shimmer. And swatch-wise, it is rubbing off of my hand as we speak. I don't think you can even see it. So I was a little concerned about the formula, and these also seem to, yeah, they seem to be a little off. The scent is very, very grandma's makeup case. The second one is called Crush, and I believe I actually won this one. I didn't pay for it. This actually is a nice kind of bronzy shade, and it looks cute on my finger, but let's see. Yeah, it just kind of wipes away the second swipe you take when you're swatching. So I'm not sure how these are going to perform on the eyes. So those are the 6 items I am starting with in this project. I'm not very enthusiastic about any of them. I'm not optimistic that these will be staying in my collection, but there's always hope, right? I will check back in with all of you next month and let you know how I did with these products. And make sure that you go over and watch Andi's video as well. She calls this series On the Chopping Block. I call it 3 Times a Charm, but it is a collaboration together. So please go over, give her some love, and see what she is working on. I am excited to watch it myself. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think of these products. And if you haven't yet, you can always feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you around for my panning journey. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.